welcome to my channel. This is something that I like to call Luffy's food pyramid. Our favorite rubber-loving pirate here is known for his immense appetite. But when he's not scarfing down some meat or knocking back some steak, he likes to hang out with his doctor, Tony Chopper, who happens to be a reindeer. This is a scene from the Barity arc where Luffy is trying to explain to Chopper the importance of nutrition, and you get the picture? Let's jump into it. So Luffy grabs a marker and heads over to a whiteboard to draw out what he calls the food pyramid. He starts off strong with an upside-down triangle. At the bottom of the triangle, he draws a big meaty cleaver and writes the word meat. At the next level up, he puts a slightly smaller meat cleaver and writes more meat. Finally, at the peak of the triangle, he puts a tiny little meat cleaver that looks like a chef's knife and writes cool-looking meat. I would say that this is a pretty solid start, but there's one teensy tiny problem. That's 'cause there ain't no room for anything else. There's not even a tiny little sliver up there for fruit or vegetables. To be fair, though, Luffy does add a tiny dot at the very peak of the triangle and manages to squeeze in the words vegetables if they're on the meat. And honestly, I think that that's pretty thoughtful of him. Vegetables are healthy, that's a fact. But if you ask any One Piece fan, they'll tell you that veggies only taste good if they come with a side of meat. Chopper's face after hearing all this just says it all right. It's basically saying, what are you even saying? That makes no sense. So let's just take a moment to appreciate Kobe's acting here, because it's top-notch. After Luffy runs off, we pan over to a close-up of Chopper's face, and we can see him slowly losing his composure as he hears Luffy's pyramid of meat being constructed. At first, he's got this shocked look on his face as he's processing what Luffy is saying. Then his eyes start to pop out of his head as he realizes how ridiculous this whole thing is. And finally, he just throws his hands up in the air in defeat as he face palms. Now, if you've ever watched another educational channel, you know that there is absolutely no way that they would ever promote such a terrible and unhealthy pyramid of food. At the bottom of any food pyramid, you'll always find the foods that should make up the majority of your diet. Things like grains, fruits, and vegetables. But Luffy has got the right idea with his pyramid. I mean, sure, meat is delicious, but we need more fruits and veggies. A lot more. Maybe we can help Luffy raid just his food pyramid by adding a nice big slice of watermelon at the bottom. Watermelons are 96% water, so they're super hydrating. Plus, they're full of vitamins and minerals like vitamin C, potassium, and magnesium. You know what goes great with watermelon? Strawberries. They're high in vitamin C, fiber, and antioxidants. And let's not forget about their delicious flavor. I can just imagine Luffy biting into a juicy strawberry and his eyes lighting up. And what about some carrots? Carrots are full of beta-carotene, which our bodies convert into vitamin A. Vitamin A helps with vision, immune function, and even skin health. Oh, and not to mention they're delicious when you cut them up and dip them into hummus. Speaking of hummus, let's throw a nice big scoop of that on top of our pyramid. It's full of protein, fiber, and healthy fats. And hey, if you're a pirate, it's also super easy to make. All you need is some chickpeas, tahini, lemon juice, garlic, and cumin. Oh yeah, and don't forget the salt and pepper. Finally, at the very peak of our pyramid, let's put a nice little slice of bread. Now, I know what you're thinking. Bread is carbs. Carbs are bad, right? Well, not necessarily. Bread is actually a great source of energy, and it's also full of nutrients like iron and calcium. Plus, it goes well with everything. Just think about it. A nice slice of bread with some watermelon, strawberries, carrots, and hummus. It's almost too good to be true. Almost. Well, that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you learned something new. If you did, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. Until next time, see you later.